So today we're going to be talking about 10 reasons why your natural hair isn't growing. These are just some really good tips that I've learned over the years from being natural, and I think for all of you transitioning naturals, or just if you've noticed that you've just hit a plateau and your hair isn't growing at all, this is going to be a really great video for you to learn some tips. Okay, so number one, which is the most obvious reason why you're using heat way too frequently. The outside, or the cuticle of coily, kinky, and curly hair is just way too fragile to put up with constant heat damage. So if you're flat ironing or you're blow drying your hair, probably even more than once a month, I would even say once a month is way too frequent, you're gonna end up with some heat damage. The main thing is that your hair cannot come back from heat damage. Eventually, you're gonna end up having to chop those ends off, and that's no fun. You know, when you first start wearing your hair out natural, or you go natural and stop using relaxers, if you have really short hair, your first instinct is gonna be like, I just wanna grow my hair out, I wanna see more length, I'm not gonna trim my hair. And I can tell you firsthand that this just doesn't work. You know, your ends are basically like the oldest part of your hair. They're gonna be more dry, they're gonna be more brittle, more fragile than the hair that's up higher on the hair shaft. So basically, you know, you need to create a schedule that is proportionate to your hair growth rate. I usually like to trim every 4 to 6 months. Personally, that seems to work best for me. And you don't have to trim a lot. You don't have to go like 2 inches. Don't get crazy. Just trim off the very ends. Number 3, you don't detangle properly. I can't even tell you how important this is. Recently, I just figured out that was what was stunting my own hair growth. So there are 3 key factors here: how you do this, the frequency, and the tools that are used. So how? You always want to start working from the ends up to your hair shaft. If you even try and start at the middle because you want to maybe save some time, you're just going to rip your hair out unnecessarily. And if you're transitioning and you've got relaxed ends, this is just gonna, you know, increase the breakage that you see. Okay, frequency. You know, I usually like to do 1 deep detangling session once a week, and then I also do a finger detangling session about 3 to 4 days after wash day. And most people on YouTube are gonna be like, finger detangling is life. You know, don't use any tools, don't use a Denman brush, don't use a comb, but I really just say that it's important for you to get to know your own hair and what it responds to best. So for my deep detangling sessions, I use this modified Denman brush. I've removed about 3 rows from it, and if you guys want me to go ahead and do just a little tutorial about how I do this, let me know below in the comment section. I also used to use this wide tooth comb, but you know, I actually used to see some breakage when I used this. I think it's just a little bit too harsh on my hair. The Denman brush is a lot better because that way I just see shed hair, and I'm less likely to see hair that's, you know, just breaking apart at the ends. So, do yourself a favor. Next time you detangle your hair, or you just notice that you see a random shed hair lying around, take that piece of hair, put it in a container filled with water. So if you notice that your hair is just floating at the top, it's not sinking whatsoever, you have low hair porosity. If you notice that it's just kind of sunk down to the middle, it's just floating around in there, it's not at the bottom, but it's still not at the top, you have medium porosity. If you notice that it sinks and it's just way down at the bottom, you have high porosity. Knowing your hair porosity is so important because it determines how you deep condition your hair, how you apply products to your hair, if it's okay for you to apply a lot of products or if you should just apply as little as possible. So I definitely suggest doing this quick, easy test because it's going to save you a lot of wasted time. So you constantly wear your hair pulled back. This creates stresses on the edges of your hair. When your hair feels stressed, it's more prone to breaking apart. So it's gonna look like, you know, you're balding right at your edges. So if you're somebody that just loves to wear a lot of buns or slick back styles, you definitely need to spend time giving your hair a break. It's so important. So I've done a video on this before, so just keep this link here if you want to go ahead and check out some of my other tips. Number 6, you don't know what's in your hair products. You know, the truth of the matter is that a lot of hair products out there contain sulfates or alcohols that dry out your hair. You know, shampoo, stylers, conditioners. It's so important to know what's in the ingredients of the products that you're using. So I would advise to just go check out your ingredient list. Look at what's listed as, you know, the first couple ingredients. These tend to be present in the highest concentrations of the product mixture. You know, as you go down in that list, the volume of that product is decreasing. But I would say if you notice any sulfates, if you notice any alcohols, steer clear of those products because they're not helping you out as you're trying to go ahead and keep length. Also, while we're on this topic, don't use hair products that contain parabens. They are cancer-causing reagents, and the fact is that they're present in a lot of the products that we use today. You know, satin is so amazing for your hair when you sleep at night. It will seriously save it. You know, if you've got that cheap polyester cotton blend from the beauty supply store, toss it out. Seriously, toss it out. You're doing yourself no favors. Basically, when you sleep at night, your hair rubs against whatever surface it makes contact with, creating friction. And friction results in breakage. So if you have satin, it's actually going to keep your hair moisturized and there's going to be less friction. So it's not going to rub against your hair as harshly as cotton will. Now, cotton is basically a moisture sapper. It dries out your hair every single night. So all this hard work you're trying to do to make sure that your hair grows out and it's healthy will basically be canceled out by any kind of cotton polyester material that your hair is rubbing against at night. You know, the key to healthy hair is a clean and moisturized scalp. Taking the time to go ahead and use shampoo or at least an apple cider vinegar rinse on your hair is key. If you work out frequently or you apply a lot of products to your hair to achieve certain styles or to keep it moisturized, this is going to be key because, you know, co-washing just isn't enough all the time. Basically, if you do notice that you need to be using some kind of a cleansing reagent like apple cider vinegar rinse or shampoo, you'll notice if you're not doing it frequently enough because you'll feel the need to scratch your scalp a lot more. And when you do scratch your scalp, you'll see that like nasty, gunky buildup underneath your fingernails, and it's just gross. Also, another tip is massaging your scalp. Increasing the blood flow to your scalp is clutch. Basically, you know, you can take your fingertips, not your fingernails, and massage your scalp, and that's gonna help, you know, increase the growth rate of your hair. And also, you can use jojoba oil if you like, because that has a molecular structure similar to the hair sebum. So it's going to penetrate your scalp and your hair shaft as opposed to just sitting on top of it, inviting more buildup. I mean, we're all guilty of it. You know, you find someone that has just this long, luxurious, kinky, coily hair, and you think, I'm just gonna focus on exactly what they're doing so my hair can look just like that. Only to discover that that's not what your hair wants and it's just not responding the same way. I mean, let's be real, you know, so you just basically need to take the time to discover what's right for you. Mixing and matching different methods, different products, and seeing how your hair responds to it. You know, if you're trying something that someone else says works out great for them, but it's not yielding you results, there's no point in continuing to do it. So basically, you know, just have fun trying different things, figuring out what's best for your hair type. Patience. I mean, it's the easiest thing and we just forget about it so often. You know, the average growth rate for hair is about ½ an inch in 1 month. And for a lot of natural girls, it's, you know, even shorter than that. So it's gonna take you some time to grow that hair out. So, you know, don't buy into all the fads and all the different oils that promise you it's gonna, you know, make your hair grow like crazy, or the pills, because, you know, it really is all about the journey and not the destination. If you have shorter hair, take time and just like indulge in the fact that it doesn't take you a long time to do your hair. You know, because when your hair grows out, you're gonna be like, man, I'm spending so much time. So just find little bits in each part of your hair journey to enjoy. Always look at the positive. So yeah, those are my 10 tips. I hope that you guys found them useful. If you guys have any questions, recommendations, hit me up below. All right, I will see you guys next time. Want more updates? Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook.